just watch.
Hey, Dina, did you know it is National Foster Care Month coming up? We're going to meet a woman who has fostered over 70 children, and we're going to tell you what it takes to be a foster parent. Today in Amy's Angels, we're talking about the children in Michigan who need a home so very badly. It is Foster Care Month, and you know, it sounds like something you can't do. A lot of people out there think, no, I can't be a foster parent, but you can. Audrey Williams-Burton, Samaritas Director of Child and Family Services, Metro Detroit, is here, and foster parent Michelle Adams-Calloway, both here today to talk about it. You have fostered over 76 children. You are an angel. I see some wings coming out from back here. You are truly an Amy's angel. When did you start doing it? And just tell us about the experience.
I started in the 80s and started with maybe 2 children, and it grew over time. So, you know, every child has a special need.
Sure.
And every family has a special situation.
How dire is the need right now in Michigan for foster parents?
The need is significant, especially for the older children that we service. What happens if we're unable to find a home for those children, unfortunately some of them end up in shelter care or they will end up in residential care. And so the need for foster parents right now is dire, especially for those older kids that are coming into care. I would say ages 7 and up, and specifically for the 13 and over.
What does it take to be a foster parent? I think people have these preconceived notions and they're not always correct.
Right. To be a foster parent, you have to have your own income. You have to have a home that's big enough to accommodate the child, and you have to be able to pass a background check.
Okay.
And other than those things, if those things work out, then you can become a foster parent. You can be married, you can be single. There's no discrimination regarding to race, sexual orientation, and so as long as you pass those significant 3 things, you can be a foster parent.
The children you've had in your home and you've seen grow over time, tell us what it means to them when they have a stable place where they can be after some of them have been abused or passed around or they've been neglected.
Well, for them to have a stable home, you see a peace, a calmness that comes over them. There are moments that are challenging,
sure,
but it's understandable. And being a foster parent, you're not only fostering that child, but you're also being involved with that family, because the primary goal is to actually have the foster child and their family reunited.
Is that difficult for you to say goodbye? And then do you say goodbye? Are they still in your lives?
Most times they are. Most times they are. It's not difficult because you feel that you've done your job and it's the opportunity to move on and to get ready for the next challenge.
You have a text program that actually people can use to take advantage to learn more about right here. You're taking a look at your screen. You can actually text what you see to get more information on being a foster parent. And I would imagine that it's a rewarding for you as well. You grow and you get a lot out of seeing them and their joy.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. There are some challenges. I don't want anybody to think it's not. There are some challenges, but it is also rewarding when you have an opportunity to see a child become an adult and know that you had an influence over that child.
Or that their life may have turned out much differently if you hadn't been there. Tell us a little bit more about Samaritas and what you guys do in the community.
Samaritas, we do array of services. We have senior services. We also have our foster care and adoption program, and we have our independent living program, and that's for the teenagers who, for whatever reason, can't return home. We teach them and help them become independent so that they can transition out of foster care successfully.
Okay, maybe someone isn't ready to be a foster parent. Are there other ways they can help?
Sure. We are always looking for mentors for our kids. They can become a mentor and be involved in that child's life and be an identified support. And we also have a program called our Host Home, where they don't have to go through the licensing process. What they do is they open their home to a teenager, and then they support that teenager in transitioning into adulthood. And that becomes more of a landlord-tenant situation, which, of course, teaching children to pay rent is part of becoming independent.
Fantastic. All right, we have about 30 seconds left, so I want you guys to tell me, why do you think being a foster parent or foster care gets such a bad rap?
I would say because people connect foster care with child protective services, and so we get a bad rep because they look at us as the person who removed the child.
I would say that they get a bad rep because it seems that the message is that the parent is a failure.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that that is why people say, oh no, or that they don't know what to expect when they get the child.
Well, they can find out much more by visiting your website or giving you a call?
Absolutely. Samaritas.org. Go on the website, and we have all the information that you need about being a foster parent.
Ladies, thank you so much for all you're doing for our children and for being here today.
Thank
You
you.
truly are angels.
Thank you.
We'll put that information on our website.
Great.
Fox2Detroit.com. Marielle.